So we are talking about Message from the King, directed by Fabrice de Wells, and stars Chadwick Boseman, and this is essentially Chadwick Boseman's Taken style movie. It's got great cast in it actually, as well as Chadwick Boseman. You've got Teresa Palmer, Luke Evans, Alfred Molina, Tom Felton, along with a whole bunch of kind of genre faces that you'll see in kind of small roles. The story here basically focuses on Joseph King, who is a South African guy that travels to Los Angeles to look for his missing sister that he's basically lost contact with. And after a kind of short bit of kind of investigatory work, he finds out the sad truth, which I won't spoil for you, and uncovers a kind of a dark plot involving multiple parties and some illegal stuff, and essentially goes to get revenge on the people that wronged his sister. So that's basically all I'll tell you in regards to the plot. It is very reminiscent of the modern older gentleman action film that you've kind of seen popularised by Liam Neeson in Taken, but we've seen kind of stuff like it, the Equalizer, stuff like that. Although, to be fair, Chadwick Boseman's not that old, but nonetheless, it does feel like kind of one of those films. I'd say it's done badly. It's a very well made film, and I think that the thing that really I liked about this film was the performances here. Performances here were excellent. And you can tell this is like an actor's version of those type of action movies. So if you want to see some great performances in a somewhat kind of like generic plot, if you're completely honest, and there's a plot that you've seen a few times before, but performed really well with some kind of some great kind of like action sequences and some kind of like shocking violence splashed throughout this movie, that you enjoy this film. Any negatives I had, well, like I've mentioned, like I said, I don't think it's a particularly original plot. It's kind of one of these kind of more of like, revenge action films that we've seen a bunch of times before. So there is that. But my real main issue with this movie is, again, there's something to do with the writing, and that is it does rely quite heavily on conveniences, people just being in the right spot at the right time and kind of having crossed paths with certain characters just at the kind of the time they needed, both in a positive and negative consequence to kind of move the plot along. And I feel it does it a little bit too many times. I mean, once, maybe twice, you can kind of throw in a convenience and it not be too bad. But this film really does rely on this kind of level of conveniences. I did have another negative, but it kind of was resolved at the end. Really about the background of Boseman's character, but they have a scene right at the end that kind of sated my one. I'm not giving anything away. But overall, despite the fact that I feel it is somewhat of a generic action film and relies on these kind of like very kind of easy plot devices to kind of move the story forward, it's a solid action film. Admittedly, one you can kind of turn your brain off for a little bit about, but it's a great performances. And if you like movies like Taken and stuff like that, obviously we've got Death Wish coming out, that kind of stuff, you'll like this movie, I absolutely promise you. So very well made film, very well acted, and it looks great. I'll give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment, and I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.